Amrita,
Yeah.
welcome to ETimes. Thank you for joining me. And firstly, a very happy Mother's Day. It's a first for you, and firsts are always special. How does it feel?
It is Mother's Day, and thank you, ETimes, for bringing in this day with a very special way for me. So thank you very much. And yes, it feels really special. It's my first Mother's Day. I remember that's Mother's Day for you. I think you can hear me.
Right, right.
Um, Okay, so yeah, um, I remember last Mother's Day, the whole family was wishing me because, and I had my tummy out right out there. But
Right.
this is special because now he's in my arms and couldn't be better.
So he just turned 6 months old, like in May. So how has the journey as a mother been for you been so far? Has everything changed in your life completely?
Of course, things have taken a 360-degree turn.
Right.
I think because also because we decided as parents that we'll be hands-on parents. So we cut the entourage and the nannies and the caretakers and everybody because we just figured out that, initially that was in the plan. That was very much a part of the plan. I never thought that I would be a hands-on mom. But I think when you really get down to things, you realize that what a mother can do, what a mother's hands can do, take care, the way she can take care, nobody can replace a mother. So then I decided to, the minute you see the baby, so many things change. You're like, I'm going to feed the baby come what may, night and day.
Right,
So
right.
things really change that way, huh? You get surprised by yourself.
So, how have you and Anmol distributed mommy daddy duties among yourselves? Like, how has that, like, explain a day, like, day to me. How is your day routine like now after Veer has come?
Well, a day routine is like, firstly, because I'm feeding the baby most of the night, so I'm awake, um, after every 2 hours, 3 hours, and that kind of fluctuates. So then kind of Anmol takes over a little bit, he takes over. We're trying to, every day is a new day. So we try to match our schedule. Sometimes he has to work out, work from home, so, he decides that I get a little bit of a nap, power nap,
Right.
because I've been up most night. And then he takes care of the baby. He gives a bath to the baby. He gives the breakfast to the baby now because the baby can eat some solid food also.
Right.
So yeah, so that's how we kind of share our duties. That I wake up, then I take over, then I'm with the baby, and he's doing his stuff. So it's pretty much like a 50-50 thing. And I guess now that we've actually stepped into those shoes, I would like to say this, that it's so important for a father also to be equally involved. It's not just that you give birth, you have a baby, and it's your mom's responsibility. It's not like that. I think a lot of men think like that. Ki bacha or ma. It's like that. So it's not like that. It's completely 50-50 and such a big help.
Right. तो वीर का sleeping pattern set हो चुका है या फिर रात को like he's awake and वही like just you mentioned that you have to be with him in the night, you breastfeed him, तो कैसा है वो like?
I won't say Veer is like awake and playing in the night, which a lot of babies do, but he has his fixed timings. And, it's those timings that he gets up and he needs his milk. So I have kind of got used to it now. So before he wakes up, I wake up, and it's so that now sleeping at length for 9 hours is something I've forgotten what it's like. That would be like a luxury for me. And but I'm not complaining because you just get used to it. When there is no option and you want to do this,
Right.
you just do it. It's magic. You're there, you're up there. Baby just does a little bit of and you're like bouncing up to pick him up and feed it. So yeah.
Right. So recently we saw a picture that Anmol posted of you breastfeeding V. So how
Huh.
important it is for you to normalize breastfeeding? Like it's a taboo till today. So What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I'm disappointed to know that it's a taboo, but we live in a country where I think in India there are many Indias, and fortunately, the family that I come from has been very, very normal about it. We think breastfeeding is the most normal thing. And in fact, here I would like to give credit to my in laws, and especially my mother in law, because she is very, she's okay with all of us being there as a family. And she's like, you don't have to go and feel punished and sit in another room to feed the baby. Just be comfortable in the same space, in the same room as we are. And really, really, that's commendable, because if they had an issue, or if my mom or my mother-in-law was a little like, oh, know about it, then obviously then you will have to go and sit in another room. So it's very normal, and I think we should. I'm so glad that Anmol posted that picture. It was not really intentional, but he was just enjoying a moment that he perhaps just wanted to share with people who follow us, and the media picked it up. So it's nice that we did that. It's great if we could normalize or spread the word that way.
Right. And even
Yeah.
you had also posted a picture returning back to yoga post the baby duties. How has that been for you? Like losing all the baby weight and everything, all that.
Frankly, I did put on weight, but for me, the metabolism that I have, it was not something that shocked me. Like when I saw in the mirror, I saw a new Amrita, but it was nice. It was in a nice way.
Right.
But yes, of course, there are a lot of body adjustments that happen. Like you have cramps in your lower back, in your cervical. Your arms are hurting because of all the postures that you're sitting for hours feeding the baby, and when you bend, you have your spinal ache. So doing yoga was fantastic, because yoga stretch, it helps you to stretch out
Right.
all those cramps. So like you immediately, I think within just 3 days of doing yoga, I felt the difference in my body. I was like, wow, like I thought this pain is going to be with me forever, but it's gone.
Okay. That's actually great. Like many new mothers can take inspiration and like pamper themselves by doing something for their body. So it's really great.
I would really recommend yoga to all new mothers, like big time.
Right. And Amrita, can we just say that this lockdown has been a blessing in disguise for you and Anmol, since like no one is moving out for work or any other thing. So you get more time to spend with Veer. Like the case would
Yeah.
have been different if there would not have been lockdown, like the state would not have been not
Yeah.
under lockdown. So like do you think it's a
Right.
blessing in disguise? Like ek saal pura you can spend with him like aram se without any stress.
Actually, not only 1 year, I think it's been more than a year, because all throughout my pregnancy, I had my husband with me.
Right,
And now also, I mean, after the you give birth to the child, a woman really needs her husband more than anything else.
right,
And I can say that, because I can't imagine what I would have done if Anmol was not around. Then maybe we would have had a family member pitch in, or we would have to have a helping hand.
mm,
But I really give credit to Anmol, because he tells me that let's make most of this situation. This is such a special boon in disguise, that we have got. So let's make the most of it. So he is very happy to give bath to Veer himself, to
yeah,
do the massage. If I'm not free, then he will do the massage. He'll play with the baby. So he's maximizing, the this opportunity, which
yeah.
is fab.
I
Yeah.
saw that video you had shared, the fast forward video where Anmol was doing everything from doing the malish, from that bath, and then breakfast and diapers and everything. I saw that. It was so cute.
Yeah, the opposite of the don't rush challenge.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, Amrita, once the lockdown is over and you step out with V, so how do you plan to be with Veer in public eye, considering the exploding paparazzi culture in India? So the paparazzi is everywhere. You go out like for shopping or a clinic, they are everywhere. So do you plan to keep him away from the public eye, or you will be like natural and like जब होगा तब देखा जाएगा वैसा वैसा कुछ?
Well, we'll have to strike a balance there, because uh, I don't know. It's you have to really. I think if for everything in life, you have to have a balanced diet.
Right.
Otherwise, it's not. I mean, there'd be indigestion. So for me, keeping Veer's privacy, I would say, is also important. At the same time, there are so many expectations to be met with. The fans are expecting. The media. We have friends in the media whom we have grown up with. The media has grown up with me, so you can't just cut them off like that. It's not done.
Right.
We're a part of one family now, so I have to strike the balance, and Anmol also believes that. So we're not going to be like no, 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 no. But at the same time, I think we'll take our time when we want to reveal Veer to the world. We'll take our time on that. That's the way you can perhaps strike a balance.
Speaking about your work front, when do you plan to join back? Like post now your pregnancy and we. So when do you
Yeah.
plan to do a project, say OTT or movies, anything? I heard like I read somewhere that you were offered Boni Kapoor's some OTT project, but you refused because of the pregnancy and all of that. So are you reading scripts in the lockdown? Are you getting offers or anything if you would like to share with us?
I did get a lot of offers on the OTT platform last year. I think actually after August, things opened up. Everybody was in work mode again. So
Right.
the offers started coming, and Boni ji also called me. I couldn't share with him the news of my pregnancy because till then we had kept it very
Secret.
private.
Yeah.
And but I think the pandemic really helped me. So I told him that my family has, it doesn't find it safe for me to travel right now. But I was actually in my 7th month and I was pregnant.
Mhm.
But yes, I couldn't do that series. Of course, it was traveling, and even now, I guess when the offers are coming, things are happening. I've just read some scripts and ticked some of them which are interesting,
Okay.
and things will happen very soon. But I think this pandemic, this whole research has shook again a lot of us. So, but I'm hoping that by maybe July, August again, we can start something.
Okay.
Maybe the
And
shoot.
and that reminds me that you just mentioned that how you kept your pregnancy so private and secret. What was the main reason
Right.
behind it? Basically, after 3-4 months, celebs tend to put out pictures and announce their pregnancy, but you and Anmol never opted for that. What was there any particular reason for behind it, or if you could say?
I think it was a mix of a whole lot of reasons. Firstly, we are very private.
Hmm.
We did not even make our wedding public. We
Right.
kept it very to ourselves and our relationship for 7 years before we tied the knot. So that is definitely one of the main reasons. But also there was so much happening. The pandemic and the the fleet of bad news all around you. So in the middle of that, talking about pregnancy was the last thing on our mind. So in any ways, we wouldn't have perhaps announced it. We would have announced it perhaps after the birth of the baby. But then we were at the clinic one day, and that place is always hovering with pap. So one of them caught us, and you guys explored. We
Right.
and my baby bump for the first time.
Yeah, but it was very like we were actually so surprised to see because the news was nowhere, and suddenly we see Amrita with a baby bump, and we were like, "Wow, this is amazing!" Like, wow, this that was very sweet actually.
I would like to add something here. It is so funny that a lot, because whatever, by the grace of God, I didn't really overall look like a pregnant lady.
Right.
There were not major changes in my figure.
Hmm.
except for the bump. So a whole lot of people, when they saw that picture, they actually thought that I was on a shoot and that Anmol had come to visit me, and that was not real pregnancy, but that was like a, something that was like a gimmick or something, like I was
Right.
playing a pregnant lady. So a lot of our friends did not even call and wish us, and we were like, how is it possible, that such a big news breaks out there and nobody calls us?
Hmm.
And then after 2 3 days, a whole lot of people, when the news got spread, and then I had to give a quote somewhere, and then people were like, really? You're actually pregnant, you don't look pregnant. That was a funny incident.
That's really, really nice to know. And lastly, before we hop on to the rapid fire round, any tips you would like to give to new mothers or expecting mothers? What to do, not to do, if something of that sort?
For new mothers, I would say that if you can afford to take time out and take a break from your work, which is a luxury for just a few women out there, but if you can afford to do that, then avoid the top feed and breastfeed the baby as much as you can, because mother's milk is the best nutrition for the baby in terms of the everything, having the baby's antibodies, everything. It really protects your baby a lot. So I'm not saying that I'm great because I'm doing that. I can afford to do that. But if you can, as a working mother, not balance it out, then top feed is not bad. But mother's milk is the best.
And before you sign off, Amrita, a wish for all the mothers out there. It's a special day, so आपके अंदाज में कुछ एक wish हो जाए.
So it's a very special Mother's Day, and lots of strength and love to all the mothers. But this Mother's Day, I would say that let's celebrate by celebrating and doing our bit for our Mother India, because this time is such. This is almost like a it's almost like a silent war. It's a new age war that's going around, and India has been hit very badly. So just do your bit. We are also contributing for oxygen cylinders and helping people who need the help right now. Anybody, that would be your best way to celebrate Mother's Day. So yes, and I would end by a big salute to all the mothers out there, including Mother India.
Thank you so much, Amrita, for taking out time from your hectic schedule, like considering Veer is there and speaking to us. Thank you. It was a pleasure having you on ETimes, and all the best.
My pleasure, Sneha, and my pleasure being on ETimes. Thank you.